It's another video from Ozzy's Robot. Brought to you by the Banana Collection.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I'm going Kid Horror style, picking out a toy, sort of at random. Sort of, but not completely. So one of them I already had picked out, and I'm just showing you, just to get to the boxes, right? Especially down here, I had to take out a bunch just to get to the one I wanted back there. I don't even know what's on the bottom there. Oh, that's the Martian Super Sensitive behind those radical robots. There you go. Huh. You can see all these lovely original boxes. So whenever I want to pick a specific toy, I'm kind of stuck digging through. But that's the price you pay, you know, for a deep shelf. So you can see down in there what I'm talking about. So I wanted to pick out this cool saucer here. So let's take him back to the table, and we'll talk about the saucer. And maybe if you see a toy that you like down in here, let me know, and maybe we'll make a video. The depths of the shelves. Let's see what else is back there. I mean, there's so many boxes buried back there now. And I thought this was going to be a good way to display the boxes, but unfortunately there's so many layers that some of them are obscured, and that's the way it goes. And these are the lower shelves that I never had planned on even utilizing for display, but that's the way it goes. Here's one of the cases here. You may recognize some of these toys. 8-Man Racer. I believe I've crafted videos on all these, and both versions of those Imai plastic model kits. How cool is that? And of course, the Mechanical Commander. There's our 8-man. All right, so let's get rolling here with this saucer. We'll have him take off. CD57D style, for those that know the reference. Wah, 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 wah. Hang left. Hang left. And here we are. Woo! Kind of wiped out just removing all those boxes. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and get comfortable. Grab that coffee. I'm drinking a sparkling pure La Croche, just a pure seltzer. That's all I wanted today. Let me see if my LED camera is working. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know that I need it necessarily, but you know. So, if you're comfortable and you've clanked your coffee, you've stirred it and creamed it up and sweetened it, or you honeyed up your tea, and you have a snack, or it's night, and whatever it is that you're doing, having a cocktail or something to that effect, or it's lunch and you're wolfing down a quick hot dog from the local vendor. Maybe you're walking the streets of Manhattan watching your iPhone, and you got one of those delicious pretzels from the pretzel vendors. But is it safe to walk the streets of Manhattan anymore? Who the hell knows? Doesn't seem like it is. But anyway, now that you're paying attention in focus, we're going to talk about the Z-106 flying saucer from Craxton, or as the Canadians would call it, the Z-106. Yes, they say Z instead of Z. Don't ask me why. All I know is that when I used to watch videos of cars and they'd say a Z28. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? What is a Z28? And then I finally figured out it's a Z28. So anyway, and by the way, if you're a lurker, please subscribe. And I hope I didn't make a video on this already. That would suck, but I don't think I did. Anyway, the Z-106 is a very interesting little flying saucer distributed by Craxton, and has this very cool box with this nice skyline over here with all the buildings lit up at night. And I have no idea, it's a label box too, but the label takes up almost the majority of the cover, which is nice because sometimes that's not the case. So you see very little brown paper. You see mostly label. And the saucers are maybe invading. It's kind of like dusk. And the city that never sleeps is partying, I guess. And these saucers are just, hanging out, causing trouble. Maybe they're looking at what's going on in New York City, the aforementioned, and they're like, man, this place is kind of crazy. Well, if they came now, they'd sure as hell think so. Anyway, the label boxes don't have any graphics on the side. Now, I do want to show you when you use tape, this is the folly of using tape for repair. Like if you have a corner that's split and you're like, well, I'll just put a little bit of Scotch tape on it and join the corners together. What happens is the residue of the tape is acidic. It will darken the box and it will stain it. That's why you do not want to have tape. It's that residue. This is the same effect that you get in your soft plush toys that have that dark brownish staining on the face, on wherever the glue's applied to keep fur or something else. Unfortunately, over time, that's the result. So anyway, this is a very, very hard box to find. And this one happened to be patent number 6840 for those of you who care. Maybe you can go to your local patent office and find out what that's all about. As far as the saucer itself, it's pretty cool because you know why? It's got these three dudes flying it with headphones on. This is before they had ear pods, before they had those wireless ear pods from Apple and other manufacturers. So they had to go old school with the big giant headphones, the way they used to use them in studios. But anyway, they're listening to their headphones. Probably, back then they were listening to Bing Crosby, I don't know, in the 50s. Could have been Elvis. And they're jamming to the tunes. But look, they look like pretty nice guys, right? They're just kind of mellow. Had to be mellow. Maybe it was the old Bing Crosby. Maybe it was the big band era they were listening to. Glenn Miller. All the horns. Some swing music. So I guess this was just their mode of transportation. That's why there's no bombs going off. No anti-aircraft fire. Because it's just humans. And I guess this is maybe a future shot where they're just cruising in their flying saucers. On the bottom, you have trademark toys. So this is actually Macedaya. You can see there. Maybe, yeah, Modern Toys. But that would be a kind of an early Macedaya logo. Here's the patent over there. So, again, Cragston is the distributor. So they get credit for distributing it. But again, it's trademark Modern Toys. That's kind of an early Macedaya logo. I mean, I guess it sort of evolved a little bit from there. But it's cool on the here. You just have this one wear spot. So there, the lesson for you kids. Stop playing with the toys that we adults want to buy later for exorbitant amount of money because you're going to do things like this. And it has this nice rivet pattern. It's definitely 50s, the 50s blue. This actually looks like almost like the tobacco staining. I bet if there was a method of cleaning this, which there probably is, you'd get some of the schmutz off. It would lighten it up. The wheels have rubber on it that hasn't completely deteriorated, and a tin kind of a guide wheel in the back. And my guess is, looking at that wheel back there, that this was a flint wheel. Oops. Let me show you inside there. See that? I'm guessing there was some sparks back there, just the way even the box is depicting the sparks, the flame effect, whatever. So back in the day, this probably sparked. And if I go back in there, you can kind of see the gears, which is cool. Let me see if I get the light in there. Yeah, can't. May sort of see. That's tough when we get closer. I guess you have to tilt it up. It's hard to do this all at once. But anyway. You can see some nice brass gears in there. I can see them. Let me see if I can do this. Be nice if you guys see what I'm looking at. I see it's all shadow though over there. There you go. See those gearing in there? Nice, they're not worn out. They look good. And, it's complemented with these nice red and yellow fins. Kind of the old 50s style. That's pretty much it. Now, this toy has become extremely expensive because you could never find it in the box. Loose, I see it, not, every day, but it's not uncommon. But definitely with this little tiny box, probably because, these small boxes had a high mortality rate, high fatality rate. People didn't save them. But for whatever reason, this one survived unscathed, so we're fortunate enough to look at it in detail. And now, what was probably a 59-cent toy, 49-cent toy would cost you into the thousands of dollars. That's the way life goes, right? So anyway, that is your Z or Z-106 flying saucer by Massadaya, distributed by Craxton. You know what? If you like flying saucers in the original box, particularly rare ones with really rare boxes, thumb up the video. Let me know what you think. And with that, I appreciate your time. Thanks as always. And I, my friends, will talk to you later.